Thank you, children, for doing that week by week. It has been a huge blessing, and as I guess Donna's not here again. I was still going to ask her. How? Oh, okay. Isn't it around 2,500 or something close to that? Yeah. That is amazing. Like John said, it's only $80 a month for food and tuition for these kids. So that has been a real help. And kids, I wanted to tell you a story this morning about a favorite pet of ours. It was actually a dog. And this is a picture of him that our son painted for him. It was a picture, and my wife framed it with his favorite little blanket. This is a really special little dog. And he was a little Boston Terrier. I don't know if it's the first one we ever had. And his name was Oz. We did not name Oz. That was just what he was named, and we left it that way because we're really bad about picking names. So we just left his name as Oz. Oz was a really neat little dog, and he was a really smart little dog. And I don't know if any of you guys have dogs or horses or anything like that you can show at the fair. Well, our youngest son, he showed Oz at the fair, and he did really, really well the first year. He got grand champion. That was pretty cool. The second year at the fair, he didn't do so well. I think he maybe got a blue, because everybody gets a blue. The reason is that at the fair, when you show a dog, there's a bunch of different things that you have to do. You know about dog obedience? Have you done that? No? Well, anyway, one thing you have to do, you have to tell your dog to heel. And that means your dog has to walk right beside your right heel everywhere you go. And he pretty much, in the fair, there's not a lot of room, so they walk in a straight line. And Ozzy, he did really good the first year because I think he was one of the first dogs to do it. The second year, he was near the end. He did not do well at all because Ozzy was a very clean dog. And Andrew would tell him to heel, and he'd be walking like this, and Ozzy would smell something in the grass that some other dog did. Ozzy says, not me. And he'd walk a big circle around it. And then he'd come back to Andrew's heel. And so he did what he was supposed to, but he didn't do it quite like he was supposed to. And then another thing you do, you tell your dog to sit, and then you go on the other side, and then you tell him he can come. Well, once again, he's supposed to come in a straight line, but when Ozzy would smell things in the grass that some of the dogs did, he wasn't going to walk through it. So he did not walk in straight lines. He did come to Andrew like he was supposed to, but not in a straight line. So he didn't do so well the second year. Ozzy was also a smart little dog. He loved to play. He loved to play Frisbee, and he loved to play so much that sometimes the boys got tired of it. And one day, they got tired of it, and we had a pond where we lived, and in the middle of the pond, there was a little island. So the boys thought, we'll fix you. So they threw the Frisbee to the island. Well, for some dogs, that would be okay, but not for Ozzy, because he hated water. The only thing water was good for was to drink. And so he looked at that Frisbee, and he looked at that Frisbee, and on the other side of the pond, there was a board. It wasn't a big board, it was like a 2x8 from the bank to the island. And Ozzy checked that out. And at last he decided, okay, I'm afraid I'm going to fall in, but it's worth it, I guess. And so he ran over the other side, he crossed that board onto the pond, grabbed the Frisbee, came back. He was so proud of himself. He was a great little dog. We had so much fun with him. But the thing about Ozzy is that when I went to look at him, because I had to go look at him by myself, because my wife grew up on a farm, and animals do not come in the house. So she wouldn't even go look. But anyway, so I go to the people's house that have the puppies for sale, and there was 4 puppies, and they were just running all over the kitchen there, and just tussling and tumbling and having a great time. And I was watching them, and then when they came running by me, I picked up Ozzy, the one that I wanted, and when I picked him up, even though he was in the middle of all this play with all his buddies, it's as if they weren't even there anymore. I was the only thing that he was looking at. He gave me his full attention. And that's the way Ozzy was. He loved people, but I always remember that, is that when I picked him up, I was the only thing that mattered. You know, we're going to talk about spending time with Jesus today, and we need to be like that with Jesus. We need to give him our full attention. When we give Jesus our full attention, spend time with Jesus every day, he will become our best friend, and heaven is for good friends. So spend time with Jesus every day. Thank you for listening. You can go back to your seats.